Hello everyone and welcome back to Alcade Farm. This project consists of removing this giant oak tree that has outgrown its space and has become a nuisance to our house due to its massive root system jeopardizing the foundation. And to complicate this problem is besides many of the limbs and branches are over the house, this tree has become so large and there's a power line next to it, close to it, that cutting the branches off might jeopardize that power line. So caution is going to be taken when removing the branches leaning towards the road, towards the power line. The project at hand is to get most of the limbs that are above the house, immediately above the house. I'm going to try to get on this side, and we're going to use the lift. Got it ready, and I have my tractor ready with the grapple to grab all the waste. And then we're going to go on the other side and start trimming any limbs that are leaning towards the road or the power line. That's the road right there, and that's the power line. It's a 15 kV line, 3-phase. So we're going to try to get these limbs, especially the ones way on top. I hope I can reach them. This lift's supposed to go to 60 feet, but I ain't going to take it to 60 feet. I ain't going to chance it. It's an old unit. But I've got a pole saw that goes with it that I got. Maybe we can reach. See, I do not want to cut any of those limbs that are way on top too long and then end up getting too close to the power line. So that's the trick at hand. So we'll see how much damage we're going to do today on this tree. I'm going to try to knock it down little by little. I'm not trying to do it in one day. Rome ain't built in one day. So let's get to it. All right, I've got my chainsaw. It's steel chainsaw. It's a 18-inch, an electric 12-inch, and then a 10-inch pole saw. Hopefully we're going to get some done today. Let's get it started. As you might have noticed, I had to cut those limbs or branches small enough so I can grab them and move them away from the top of the roof and drop them to the side, so to protect the shingles on the house. Here I had to delicately cut the branch slowly so I can grab it before it falls off. Yeah, and that was not a small branch, especially this one. This one was a pretty big one. These sections here, they might appear small, but they were every bit of 6 to 8 inches of diameter. It might not look like it, but the sheer number of limbs is just incredible. And by the way, I'm running this video at 3 times the speed, so it's not like I'm very fast. I'm really slow, taking my time, so it just appears on the video to shorten the time. The trees start to look naked. Almost all the limbs, almost all, they were on top of the house, have been cut down except for 2 limbs. It's time for cleanup. I think my next phase is I'm on station on this end, on this side, and power line are over here. So I'm gonna nip those right there first, and get them out of my way, because they're gonna be on my way when I do the top ones. All right. Let's go move the lift. All right, we are in the tree. Yeah, it's pretty intimidating from up here, and I'm not even my maximum height. I'm probably 45 feet. Cut a little and clean a little. I don't like it when it's too crowded in the floor. You gotta be able to walk around and be safe. We got 1 limb left to cut that is leaning toward the house on the road, and that's a big one. Yeah, it's a big one, and it's a high one. What I've accomplished to do today is done, maybe except for one way up there. I was unable to position myself and still be in a safe position to cut some of those really tall limbs, because they're gonna have to be cut down. I can't reach all the way to the top. Scary as heck. So I'm calling it a day. It probably is going to be another 2 or 3 days for sure. It's amazing how much limbs you cut. It only looks like a few limbs, but by the time you start cleaning, it's a load. But those limbs, they look small. They ain't. They are big limbs. Today we're going to take care, hopefully, the branches to the left are leaning. These two right there. And maybe the big one coming out right there. So we're gonna try to do that today, and hopefully we'll have access to the ones in the back, because that's the reason I changed my plan. Originally I was going to take care of the limbs that are going that way, but to be away from them and to be in a safe position, I had to come from this side, and those branches are in my way, so I have to take care of them first. All right, I think I'm going to position myself coming that way, and so you'll be able to see some of the action. I'm going to put it on the time lapse, and we'll go from there. We're going to do some cleanup first before we cut some more limbs, because they can hardly move around. With just those few limbs, there's a bunch of them out there. I just want to show you how big this trunk that I cut up last. It is huge. It's a tree by itself. The diameter it's about 12 inches plus, just as the ones I cut the other day. But it is almost a tree in itself. Well, I think, yeah, what we set to do today has been done. Yeah, I still need to, I ran out of gas on my chainsaw, so I need to go fill it up and cut that section there. So we got 3 left. We'll leave them for another day. I know those 2 on the left side, this side here, we're going to need some help. We're going to put a rope and pull them, at least make sure they don't touch the house. Because if I cut them now, I have to go all the way to the top and start cutting small by small, which I might have end up doing it. The one on the left, on the left side, this one here, that one, it can be cut, you know, one piece, just like the one I just cut now. And I'm gonna chop these small pieces and put them up and call it a day. Here I had to separate the firewood and the branches to throw away. That's the reason it looks kind of confusing. See if I could get enough courage to go and cut this branch right here by itself. Once I do that, I could come down can come down probably about here and cut that one right there where the branches, and then maybe come down and cut it down here. That's the next, yeah, that's pretty high. That's a good 50 feet. I know my lift is rated for 60 feet, but 60 feet is like perpendicular to the ground. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. No way. So I need to have enough angle that when the branch falls off, my machine is away from it. I'm going to set up a time lapse again. See, hopefully it will work this time to get this. That's what I want today. Is I'm going to take the whole branch out today or this time. Yeah, I'm nipping it little by little. I'm working by myself. Got to do a lot of planning before I go up there and start cutting. I wish I have somebody that could help, and we can put ropes and and hold it while it's being lowered down instead of falling down and crashing. Because you never know when it crashes how it's going to behave. That's why I'm trying to stay as far away as possible. Getting up high does not give you a lot of clearance from the machine for when the branch falls off. And that branch, that might look like it's small. I bet you that one up there when I'm planning to cut, it's every bit of 8 inches or more. So it's no small potato. Yeah, it's a huge tree. It's a monster of a tree. I'll say 60, 80, I say it's probably between 90 and 100 feet tall tree. Got 3 main branches to go, and then we can start chopping down the trunk. Chopping down the trunk, all you need is a bigger chainsaw. And I've got me a 24-inch chainsaw. We'll see if that will take care of that job. I mean, I might have to get with the backhoe with my tractor, nip it at the roots, and then get the loader to push it. Maybe. We'll see. Because I sure don't want to get up there halfway where the branches start cutting there. That's way too big. I'd rather for it to be on the ground. All right. Let's quit talking, let's start walking and climbing and cutting. Not sure if I mentioned it already, but what I'm doing with those limbs, I'm just taking them up to the edge of the woods and dropping them. And the firewood, I'm stacking it right there beside the camera to the left. You can see a little bit of it. Success. It's that's a 14-inch diameter. If I ever seen one. Just as big as the other limb over there. It's a freaking tree by itself again.
That one up there to the left, that was a limb that was taken out of the first. And this is the second one. It fell on some of those trees over there, which is fine. So I might trim this tree because it's got some funky branches going on in here. So should not be a problem to trim this tree. All right, success for the day. Gotta get down and chop it and clean it and take it to the woods and save the wood for firewood. I got accomplished what I wanted to do today. As you can see, 2 more limbs left. The next one is the limb coming toward us. That's the next one. And then the last one will be the one towards the power line in the road. It's been a good day today. Got a lot of limbs taken care of. This is what's left. We left it last. So I got my chainsaw sharpened and ready to go. So I'm hoping to get at least one of those big main branches. The one towards us over here, towards the camera. I want to try to get that one first. And it's one leaning on the house a little bit. And then I'm on, if I still feel like it, I'm gonna do the other one. All right, I'm gonna put you on pause and get started and set up. Here I had to do a lot of maneuvering and reorienting myself just to be on the safe position because it was quite high and it was very intimidating to say the least. As you might have noticed, I'm using a rope system so I could drop those limbs slowly without having to worry about, bouncing off the ground and hitting the house. You can definitely see the sawdust coming out of that chainsaw. Well, I was able to get the branch that was toward us, that was leaning toward the house. Still got a second part of that, and I just ran out of the chainsaw. Guess I didn't fuel it before I started. I should have. We'll see on the timeline that branch when it came down, the end of it hit the house, but I don't see any scratches or anything like that, so that was good. Because I had it tied down with a rope, that worked perfectly, just about. If it wasn't touched the house, it would be perfect. All right, I got one small one on this side. I'm gonna tie it with a rope also. Here I had this limb so big, it pinched my rope and I couldn't get it loosened up, and I had a hard time, getting it loose.
just to show you that I'm not an expert in any kind of rope tying type system. Here I had to come down on the ground and retrieve my rope, because I only had one rope to use. So every time I use it, I had to come down and get it and go back up and use it again. Tell you, I have to tip my hat to those guys that do this kind of work day in, day out, and their expertise, because they make it look so easy and simple. It is a lot of hard work. On this case here, they pinched my cord. I had to go and so because the limb's so large, I had to go and cut it off and relieve some of the weight, extra weight out of the rope system, so I can able to take it off. It's crazy. But I am very thankful to the boom lift. It's really had came in handy and helped me do this job a lot safer than climbing with the gaffs or any kind of climbing gear. It's really make it very easy, or not very easy, make it easier.
Another success. What I wanted to accomplish. I got that limb towards us. I still didn't trim it down. I can choose it, but I was thinking about using it as a tie down point later on. So yeah, I think the rope system has helped. There's one time the limb just brushed the roof, but no damage. There was no scratches or anything. One more limb left. Hopefully we'll take care of it in the next few days. It's supposed to be nice weather. Yeah, but they are tall. They are the tallest. The last is the hardest. So about we'll nip it little by little. Yeah, I am not an expert tree guy. Just got a lot of use for chainsaws and a lot of common sense, I guess. All right, until the next day. All right, I think today we're probably going to top the tree completely, hopefully with no major issues. It is the tallest branch of the tree. We got that stuff cleaned up from last time. I just want to show how big this tree up close. I don't think we've shown this. Yeah. I got
my sure 11, so every bit of 4 feet in diameter. But as you can see, it's leaning to the right towards the power line. That's why we have to trim it down. Yeah, I have to get the one over there on the left first because it's leaning the wrong way, and hopefully the other 3 I can use that momentum going to the right. I can cut them all at one time, and they're short enough that it won't reach the power line or the house, so we'll see. Here I had just cut that trunk to the left, and it's about 14-16 inches in diameter. I had completely cut it off, and because it was so heavy and my cut was flat, I could not turn it over to make it fall down. So I had to go get my tractor and pull a chain and pull it out. It was that heavy. Here I'm stacking up some nice oak firewood. This is where I've been putting all my stash of firewood.
leave it tall, and just in case when we dug up the roots, we can use some leverage to pull it or push it by going up high. You got a lot more leverage. I'm thinking about maybe even leave it tall as it is and then try to push it. Maybe that would be the next attempt. I could get a chain and get my track loader and see if we could pull it that way, and I can make a cut if I can, and as close as the bottom as possible before it gets too wide. And one thing for sure, my house is safe now, and the power line was safe, so we don't have chances of damaging the house, or the roots damaging the foundation. That was the biggest major issue, is that the roots were going along the side of the house, and every 2 or 3 years I end up digging them out by hand, and so I decided to get rid of it because it's too close. It's within 20 feet of the house.
Here I got my track loader trying to undermine the root ball, but as we will see, even this machine, it's no match for this big giant oak tree. The root system is so huge. I didn't know at the time. But my track loader is one of the small ones. It's a 939C. It's got some power, but this tree's got more power. Yeah, we will see how. It's at the end. It's just we decided to cut it. Cut the base of it, and then we pulled it with this track loader. There were so many roots, I had to use the tractor to come and pick them out of the dirt and move them out of the way. There was a pile of roots that I removed. They were probably two pickup truckloads. Decided I'm going to get my chainsaw and nibble at it at the bottom. I'm going to keep the track loader and the chain. You didn't see it. The chain was hidden behind you. But I had my wife to come look when I was pulling to see if the top is moving. She said it wasn't moving a bit. So all that roots, and it still didn't help. I got all the roots all the way around. That root ball must be humongous. So I'm gonna go get the chainsaw and try to get it as close to the smaller part, I guess. Maybe about a foot of what you see on the dirt. Maybe it'll be a little bit easier to flip over with the track loader. But I'm gonna keep that track loader
in that position, just as a safety. When it gets close to pulling down, I'm going to pull it. I forgot to start the filming. I've already got the notch. It's a bit small, but it's a huge tree. Yeah, this is solid. Nothing is rotten about this tree. It'll make some nice furniture if somebody has a soil capable. Yeah, it'll make some nice furniture because it's almost 5 feet wide over here. You can make a 3-inch slab 5 feet wide. Yeah, I needed that big saw to cut through. All right, let me put you to the side. Let me see if I can push this monstrosity. right, I think we're going to be cutting it up. I'm going to do a time lapse and see how much we can cut. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to conclude this episode of the willow oak removal or takedown. I dressed up the grounds around it, and with a tractor bucket, and put some grass seeds and some straw. Hopefully, we'll get some grass growing. Actually, this is the best time to grow grass. At the end of summer and fall. So still need to do some work over there on my flower beds over there. I'm gonna wait until get some grass growing, and then we'll see. I tried to uproot this root ball, and it was just way too big, even for my track loader. I tried, and I underdug it, and it's just way too big. Yeah, it's so I've decided I'm gonna leave it for about a year or two. I'll probably drill some holes in it and put some Epsom salt. Maybe that will speed up the process, and then after a while, after a year or two, we'll probably try to burn it. Because right now it's a losing battle. If you're trying to burn it, you'll burn everything above it, nothing but except for the stump. But let it burn. I mean, let it rot a little bit, let it weaken, and then we probably could burn it. As you can see, it's about 10 feet in diameter, the root ball. It's just roots coming out of it is like crazy. I broke so much of them. There's some of the roots that we took out. I'm hoping to keep so we can burn it later on, but I'm not sure. I don't think my wife is going to let me keep this ugly pile over here, so I'll probably have to move it. But I've already took a tractor bucket full of roots also. It's just incredible how much roots. But now the house is safe, and the gutters are safe. I don't have to clean them as often. Man, that was a chore. Just from the cleaning the friggin' gutter. Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it like it is. I think once the grass grows, it's gonna look a lot better. I'm happy the way it comes out. I was able to do it as a solo job. It took a while, but it got done. And nobody got hurt. The house didn't get hurt. Maybe just some of those shrubbery around the house. They suffered some, but not too terribly. None of them is died out or had to uproot them. So they survived, like I did. All right, I'm gonna call this a success, project a success, and hopefully we'll do a bonfire one day. All right, until the next project, thank you for tuning in. Hope you all have a good day. Thank you.